In Avro Close-up, het levensverhaal van de heer van de jungle, Tarzan.
Tarzan! Why Tarzan?
The jungle.
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 Jungle man going through the jungle. Ah, ja, 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 ja. Ja, ja. How can I express?
Is it Tarzan?
Big guy in a loincloth.
He seems to be a manly man.
Somebody very physically fit.
Very well-built man.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally masculine.
Big, good-looking man in a Jeep.
Honka, honka.
If I could find a man like that in the jungle, I'd be there.
The whole wildlife was his family.
The Tarzan stories, I think, have an ability to speak to all ages and really all times.
Know his way about the jungle and know his way with the animals and understand the lifestyle of them.
Part of the animal kingdom kind of image.
Communicate with the animals.
It was like something new, something special. He was able to talk with animals. The Tarzan was the first one. So for us it was like a god, sort of god.
Un vieil archétype de la mythologie gréco-romaine, c'est-à-dire l'enfant élevé par des bêtes. Il est le fils d'un couple d'aristocrates anglais, Lord et Lady Greystock, qui à la suite d'une mutinerie ont échoué dans la jungle, et la jeune femme étant enceinte a mis au monde un enfant Tarzan.
And the father hunched over the desk like so, saying, "Oh, Alice, Alice." And she's lying dead with a sheet over her, you see. Our child is crying for nourishment. What shall I do? And at that point, the apes come in and they kill him.
Et les parents étant morts, Tarzan a été adopté par des singes.
Was raised by apes.
He's raised by monkeys.
Silverback gorillas.
The monkeys.
He was raised by apes.
There we are. There's a simple difference. You ask most people, what's the difference between a monkey and an ape? It's your own family, you know, and most people won't know. Monkeys have tails. Apes don't. and our family group are apes. In Greystoke, I was given the job to invent the movement, behaviour, for the group of primates that Tarzan was meant to be living with.
Tarzan, he somehow represents the missing link, the famous missing link. I've often wondered if perhaps part of the appeal of Tarzan isn't precisely that he somehow articulates this notion of bridging these two different worlds.
I think that myth is something that secretly lives in us all. I think we all crave to contact somewhat of our real animal selves.
An exciting story. It captured everybody's imagination. These are the first editions of Edgar Rice Burroughs, excepting the ones that are in the exhibition cases, and this is the most famous of the Burroughs books, Tarzan of the Apes, his first published book. I had this story from one who had no business to tell it to me or to any other. I do not say that the story is true, but the fact that in the telling of it to you, I have taken fictitious names for the principal characters quite sufficiently evidences the sincerity of my own belief that it may be true.
Now, what Burroughs did is really fascinating. Tarzan embodies the mythical imagination, I think, of Western civilization. He's clearly based on characters from ancient mythology. The search for a woman, the search for treasure, quest for knowledge. These are all the basic themes that you find in the Odyssey.
This was done by an American artist named Jim Dahlmeyer, and it shows Edgar Rice Burroughs seated at his typewriter creating his imaginary world.
Tarzan, Tarzan, oh, what you doing in the trees above? Tarzan, Tarzan, oh, big hot jacket, peanut cracker, come down and make love. Stop your swinging in the trees, you'll get ants and bumblebees, buzzing all around your knees.
My grandfather was a hoarder, a collector of everything. He saved everything. My dad picked that up, saved a lot of my grandfather's things. And as you see, I'm a hell of a saver.
Big gorilla, lady killer, coconut to you.
He was a policeman in Idaho, He sold Stoddard's lectures. He worked for Sears and Roebuck. He was in the 7th U.S. Cavalry. He chased Apaches all over Arizona, Fort Grant. He sold pencil sharpeners. He had all types of jobs. He needed money. He ended up on the short end of things financially. After not selling any of the pencil sharpeners, he started his first story, Under the Moons of Mars. And then, of course, his big success, his third novel, was Tarzan of the Apes, which came out in the October issue of All Story magazine, sold for 15 cents.
Anyone who starts to read the Tarzan books is clearly transported into a world of fable and fantasy.
I think that Edgar Rice Burroughs is probably the greatest undiscovered national treasure of the United States of America.
Tarzan, you know Tarzan?
Well, it's named after Tarzan, who was Edgar Allan.
I don't know, I'm new here also.
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Tarzan's home used to be right near the corner of Reseda Boulevard and Ventura Boulevard.
What you doing in the streets above? Tarzan, Tarzan. Big hat jacket, peanut track.
Heer. Our president. Bill, how are you?
Good to see you.
Oh my golly, look at them all. My grandfather used this room. He used also the middle room. So this was like a homey atmosphere for him, but it was also the corporation.
What's the story behind the knife?
This is a replica of a Weissmuller knife.
That's Buster, and that's Marina Sullivan.
What a great story. Oh,
It's great.
all right, let's move into the next office.
It's like a big family. We're very close friends. We see each other whenever we travel across the country. We stay at each other's houses. And there's just something unifying about Burroughs. When our group gathers, we call it the Dum Dum in honor of this ceremony that the great apes did in the Tarzan books.
And when we come here, we have the chance to share what we got and show it and get autographs from famous people too.
That's sweet.
It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure you can. It's a nice picture.
Well, I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia. Well, this is the first time I've been to a Dum Dum. There's been 35 annual Dum Dums. I just heard about it recently. I've been a Tarzan fan for 35 years. Didn't know about them.
What we do is usually we have a huckster room with dealers selling Tarzan memorabilia, everything under the sun, toys, books, games, comics, and magazines. The high point of it is the awards banquet on Saturday night.